this is still warm. This is a lot warm. Oh, look at that. That is sensational. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're making Manchester Tart. Now we're going to make it with bananas. The easy way is to make it without bananas. You just make the pastry, blind bake it, slap some raspberry jam in, bung some custard in and cover it in desiccated coconut. We're going to put that layer of banana in which has been adopted in Manchester. So we are going to make Manchester Tart, and it starts with a rich short crust pastry, and it's a sweet pastry. So let's show you how to do it right now. Okay, well there's our flour in there. And we're just going to go in with a pinch of salt. Don't forget salt to taste, butter and shortening. Now you can use all butter if you want to use all butter, but you know, pastry these days made with baker's shortening, so we want all that in there. Oops. We're going to mix that with our hands. We're going to make breadcrumbs. Really easy. Nothing hard about this, and this is not even cold. The shortening and butter is very, very room temperature. Lift and rub and get your breadcrumbs. And as always, like I say on the channel, if you have a food processor, stick it in there, whiz it up, done within 2-3 seconds. Okay, there we are. I've got an egg. We're going to just give that a little beating in there. I've got some water. And I've got a little splash of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar just helps crispy up that pastry. Now what we need to do, we're making a sweet short crust. We need to go in there with about a tablespoon of sugar. Just give it a little mix in. Okay, and then we're going in there with our fluid and just bring it all together. Okay, there's our pastry. So there's our pastry finished in there. Now normally you would put it in the fridge to cool down for about 30 minutes. We ain't gonna bother. I'm gonna take about that much and we'll roll it out. We've got this huge bottomless pie tin here. Now I was going to go a smaller one, but I think we're going to make a larger tart. So we'll just put that to one side. And we'll go for this big one. Yeah. So all we need to do is get that in that tin. Nice and gently does it. Feed it in. Feed it all the way down to the bottom, like you do with any pastry going in a pastry case. Okay, there's our pastry case. We want to take a fork and we want to jab some fork holes in there. And as you know, it's going to stop it from puffing up. Right, we need to take some parchment paper. That goes in the bottom of there. Nice and easy. Like that. In with our baking beads. That should hold that down in there. Baking beads will help cook the bottom of the pastry. They will hold it down so it doesn't puff up, and they're going to stop the sides from coming in. So we're going to pre-warm this. Okay, we want to get it on, and we want to set the temperature for 170 because we're using, in fact we're going to do 175 on this oven so we can pre-bake our flan dish. Okay, that's had a couple of minutes, that's had enough. Let's get our tart tin in there. On 175, we're going to pre-bake this for 12 minutes. There we go. Okay, there's our pastry. On there, we're going to let it sit on there to cool down while we make the custard. So just leave that to one side and then let's make some custard. Okay, as with everything on this channel, we don't take any notice of what it says on that packet of custard, apart from we want 4 cups of milk in there. Going in there with 2 tablespoons of sugar, and we're going in there with 2 generous tablespoons of custard powder. I'm also adding just a smidgen of vanilla. Flame on, start mixing. Now we don't have to worry about this, it's corn flour and milk, so it's going to thicken up. The packet always says take it out, add it to some more, chuck it back in, chuck the milk on top. Why? Okay, so we've got a nice thickish custard there, look. Done. Flame off. Okay, we need to get our baking beads out of there. This is what we've got this parchment paper in for. Now they could still go all over the place because I'm very clumsy these days. In there. Done. If you watch the channel and you'd have watched the other day, this is our raspberry jam. This is our raspberry jam that we made the other day. Absolutely bang on. Now if you want to make your own raspberry jam, there's a link up here now, somewhere up there. You can make your own. If not, go buy it. But look at this. That is sensational. So we want some raspberry jam on there, and we are going to rub it round. And we want a decent layer on there, you know. Get that on there, bring it round. This is our flavouring at the bottom of our custard tart. So make sure you get a decent layer on there. That's what it's about. That's our flavour. So let's have that round there. Whoa, the smell on here. I can smell that buttered pastry. I can smell that raspberries. Oh, unbelievable. So that's got a decent layer on there. Now, one side. So we're going to take a banana, and these are fairly ripe bananas, just what we want. Now, I have absolutely no idea why bananas were introduced into this pudding. There's no banana trees whatsoever in Manchester. I have no idea. I would imagine that it's been developed over the years after the war, and when fruit became readily available after rationing, it was probably added as sweetness at the bottom of the pie. We have to thinly slice some bananas, and we're going to put them on the bottom of there. take our bananas and off we go. Let's get a layer of bananas all the way around there. Now you don't have to be too neat, obviously. You know, it's going to be covered up with custard. We just want that layer on there. Okay, there's our layer of bananas. Now what some people do, they actually put the desiccated coconut on the jam at the bottom and then put the bananas over. We're not going to do that. We're going to put it on now. So a little bit in there. And then we're going to go over the top of the pudding afterwards. So we're going to get some custard on there. Back in the oven. We're doing 10 minutes at 175, it should be done. There we are, let's get that out of there. Oh, let's pop that on there. Okay, all we're going to do now is let this cool down, and when it cools down, we're going to go around with a knife and trim off that end that we left on there. Then we're going to dress it up with the desiccated coconut and the cherries. Okay, we trimmed off on there, over with some desiccated coconut. And then we want to go on there with some cherries. So there we have it, there's our Manchester Tart. All we got to do now is let it cool down. Let it cool down a bit, let that custard set up a bit in there, and then we're going to cut a slice. Just look at that. Old school days, there you go. Oh, superb. Come on, look at that. Manchester Tart made. Come on, let's cut a slice. Let's come in here under that cherry. Oh, this is still warm. This is a lot warm. Should have let it cool down really, I think. But come on. Now I don't know if this is going to come out of here. I think it's still too warm. Let's have it out. Oh, in fact, let's get that bit of a cherry there, look. Leave that one there. Let's take that one. Ready? Oh, look at that. That is sensational. Oh, look at that. Are you kidding me? That is Manchester Tart made. You got a little bit of wobble on there with the custard. Look at that. All we got to do now is give it a try.